Commander, you are a warrior, a true lord of war, and master of melee combat. Today, I'm going to show you how to play a Gladiator Warrior the easy way, but before I do, let's take a look at how they work. To become a Gladiator Warrior, you must choose the Protection specialization along with the Tier 7 talent, Gladiator's Resolve. This talent replaces Battle Stance with Gladiator Stance. In this stance, all of your damage is increased by 20% and Shield Block is replaced with Shield Charge. This transforms your Sword and Board tank into a Sword and Board DPS. Now that you've chosen the right spec, the right talent, and the right stance, let's take a look at the rotation. In order to get the most out of your Gladiator Warrior, you're going to need to try and maintain Shield Charge as much as possible. Shield Charge gives you a 7-second buff, increasing the damage of Shield Slam, Revenge, and Heroic Strike by a whopping 25%. Shield Charge costs 20 Rage, and it has a 15-second cooldown, but it comes with 2 charges. Next, keep Shield Slam and Revenge on cooldown, and feel free to delay Shield Charge slightly in order to ensure that it's activated when these abilities are coming off cooldown. Next up is Heroic Strike. Use this whenever Shield Charge is activated, but also when you need a Rage Dump, and use it whenever Shield Slam crits, giving you the Ultimatum proc, which gives you a free Heroic Strike with a guaranteed crit. Next up is Execute, which you can use as a Rage Dump whenever your target is below 20% health. At this point, you can use whatever Tier 4 talent you chose for extra damage. And lastly, use Devastate as filler. Devastate also has a chance of giving you the Sword and Board proc, which resets the cooldown of your Shield Slam and increases its rage generation by 5. As for AoE, you pretty much do the exact same thing, but throw a Thunderclap in every now and then to keep deep wounds up on as many targets as possible. And that's a very basic rundown of how to play a Gladiator Warrior. It's a lot easier than it sounds, but if it seems to be a bit too daunting for you, we can make it even easier. But keep in mind, this method is not for min-maxing or for hardcore raiders. It's for casual players, or people with disabilities like myself. You will need a mod called Gnome Sequencer, which can be found on WoW Interface. There will be a link in the description below. So download it, unzip it, and place it in your add-ons folder. Now to make things easier, I have provided a file containing all of my macros designed for Gnome Sequencer. You can find a link to it in the description below. The file is called sequences.lua, so download it and place it in the Gnome Sequencer folder that you just put in your add-ons folder. If you followed all of these steps correctly, you're ready to log into the game and create the macros. Now that you have Gnome Sequencer set up with my sequences file, you are ready to begin making macros in game. It is important that you give the macros the names that I tell you, and that you do not put any text in the macro field. Just name them and place them on your action bar, and Gnome Sequencer will do the rest. The macro is simply named Gladiator. This macro will take care of your entire rotation, including cooldowns like Berserker Rage and Bloodbath. It'll keep Shield Slam and Revenge on cooldown. It also uses Stormbolt, which is the talent I chose because it's easier to control, and it'll use Victory Rush whenever it's available. It'll start using Execute when your target is below 20% health, and of course it'll use Devastate as filler. It'll also try and maintain Shield Charge as much as possible and use Heroic Strike whenever you have the rage for it. However, using this macro will often leave you feeling pretty rage starved, but since you're using Heroic Strike as much as possible anyways, it's not that big a deal when most of your abilities don't even use rage. It also works as a kind of buffer to make sure that you're not just spamming Shield Charge every time it's available. In my experience, I found that I have Shield Charge up more often than not, so the macro seems to maintain it pretty well. However, this does rely a little bit on luck, so for those that want to have more control over their rage with Heroic Strike and with the Shield Charge buff, there's another macro that omits those abilities from the rotation. Name this macro GladS, which stands for Gladiator Simplified. This does the same thing as the other macro, but without Shield Charge and Heroic Strike. Keep those abilities on separate buttons and maintain them as you see fit. As for AoE, keep Thunderclap on a button by itself and use it as you see fit. And if you've chosen Dragon's Roar or Blade Storm as your talents, keep those on separate buttons as well, as both of those need to be used with a little bit of caution. And that is pretty much how I do Gladiator. If you're interested, feel free to give it a try. So if you enjoyed this video, let me know by hitting that like button, or even the favorite button. And if you found it informative, perhaps you'd like to inform your friends by sharing it with them. And don't forget to subscribe if you'd like to see future videos on this channel. Thanks for watching, have a wonderful day, this is TheKephas, until next time.